So we are here in Mount Washington at 145 Bigham Street. This is the property, one of the properties that sold at the upcoming auction. And this property stopped at, can you take a guess? 100,000. Yes, the bid stopped at 100,000. It went over. The starting bid was 29,000 and it stopped at 100,000. So let's take a look at the property and take a look at the community and just other factors on the street that will help us understand why that bid went so high and why this house was so much favorable in the auction. So let's go take a look. So we're just going to take a look around like the outside of the property. We can't go in, but we're just going to look at some factors on like this side because it's a, as you see, it's like a duplex. So it was just only this side, 145, that recently sold. And this is like, for this to be a vacant property on this street, it was kept in nice condition, but it was a part of the one of the properties in an auction. So, but don't forget, yes, the bidder won, but the current owner does have 90 days to redeem. But let's go take a look. So we're going to the back. And also I have some clips because I actually got to see the layout of this house, which is similar to this one. So I'll share that so you guys could get an idea of the layout of this house. Welcome to MTV Cribs. Can we come in? Let's go. No, but so we're here because we are seeing the layout because this is the house that's next door to the vacant one. These are nice. These are nice. So you could kind of tell that the new owner on that property, they're going to do a nice renovation and they're going to get the money back. So we are here in the back, and as you can see, this is like the basement. Looks like some raccoons are, you know, throwing a cookout. But there are two balconies, right? There's one right here, and then if you look up there, there's like a rooftop. I'll show you the rooftop to that house in the video so you could get an idea. But this is the back, and as you see, you can see like the view of Mount Washington from here. But if you go on the roof, you can see like the entire city. But as we see, this is the back of the house. And I believe if you look this up on the Allegheny County real estate portal, you'll be able to see how many bedrooms and the bed size. I believe this is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, because that's the same size as that one, and it's kind of similar. But yeah, this property stopped at 100,000. So the bid started at 29,000. It stopped at 100,000. So this was something that people came to the auction and was very interested to get. And as you can see, this is one of the areas. It's Mount Washington. If you just look up Mount Washington neighborhood, and you could Google it, you can Google and see the amenities in all of the business district, the shopping district, the schools, that makes Mount Washington desirable. But for sure, it's definitely the Overlook. If you ask me, it's like a community that sits up on a hill, overseeing the city, overseeing downtown. It could probably be like not so desirable in the winter, but definitely a beautiful scene. So as you can see, if we look from right here, if you look directly across the street, there's a house that's for sale, right? I guarantee you that house is listed something super high, but let's just take a look and see. Come on. Look up this house to see what it's listed for, since it's for sale, because it's directly across the street from the property that just sold at the auction. So let's take a look. And they even have a website where you can find that information. So that address is 140 Bigham. All you have to do is look up 140 Bigham Street.com. Not even street, just .com. Let's look it up and see what it's listed for. 140 Bigham Street, Mount Washington, PA. What is the asking price? Okay, so that's a 4-bedroom, 5-bath. Guess what the asking price is? $759,000. $759,000 for that house, right? So now we can see why that property was a favorite in the auction, because that new owner, that new bidder knew that they would get the return on that property by bidding that high. I mean, the bid started at $29,000. So that's a high overbid to stop at $100,000, right? But what I would have wanted to see when it comes to these auctions is for more community residents to learn how the auction works, learn how these processes works, so that a neighbor or a resident could buy something like this. Like, it would have been nice for the resident that lived next door to that property to have a chance to bid on the property, and not just investors from out of town. So the work that I do, one of my missions is for the residents of Pittsburgh to learn how to purchase vacant property so we can keep ownership in the community. And that's for any community, right? That's for any resident. I would like to see residents be able to stay and generate income by having a investment property on the street that they know best, right? They lived here, they grew up here. Why not should they be able to get one of these properties first? So my goal is to teach as many residents as possible, to reach as many Pittsburgh residents as possible, to teach them how we could keep ownership in Pittsburgh through the residents of Pittsburgh. So you got to see a property that's directly across the street. And if you look up and down the street, this is a residential community where you could just see it's all residents, right? And last time I was here, I spoke to a few residents that had interest in that property, but they did not know the process. So that is where I will come in and educate and provide services to educate as many residents as possible, because if we want to get the property, then we deserve the opportunity to. Now, the auction is probably not the best way for a resident to get a piece of property, because as you see, the property just goes to the highest bidder, right? It's not about what's fair or anything of that. It's just who has the most money. But there are other ways that we could purchase property through our local government. We have the land bank that could help protect certain properties for residents to be able to purchase. We have city-owned properties. There's programs that residents could utilize to have a chance to purchase these properties. So yeah, that's why we're here. This is a part of sustainability. It's learning. It's all about revitalizing vacant property and creating ownership in the communities of Pittsburgh with the residents. So we on our way. This is the journey, and y'all are going to walk with me. Y'all are going to be with me, and you're going to see me educating. You're going to see me developing, and you're going to see me creating a pathway for residents to have ownership in a Steel City. So let's get it.